Hello, everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
Hey, my Crimsonites, how are we this Friday evening? Please excuse my tardiness. I needed a little extra time to line up a wonderful show. So I have 25 cloud watchers, but only 7 cloud likes. So can the cloud watchers please go ahead and hit the like button for me? And I'm going to give people a little bit of time to go ahead and join me, because we're going to have a deeper discussion today. Hope everybody's week went okay. Can I get the likes up, please? 24 watchers, 8 likes. I wonder if y'all noticed I had new music. Are there people typing? I think I'm having trouble seeing. Can't see anybody. Oh, there's everybody. Hey, Father's Time, Georgia Peach, C, Bishop, Malika, Me Masters. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. I'm sorry. I don't know why you guys can't see the likes. I actually call myself made it visible for everyone to see the number of likes. Because I actually want people to be able to see it. Okay. Did y'all like the new theme music? I thought I would switch it up, do something a little bit different. But in any case, I want to go in depth with you guys today because we're going to talk about the Black Manosphere Explained. And as you can see, that's the title. The Black Manosphere Explained. And what do I mean by that? What are we talking about? Because right now, as of 2021, there is a lot of confusion in this space. There are a lot of definitions floating around, reasons why the space is here, what purpose the space is supposed to serve, what it's not supposed to do. You got people in the space talking about they not here really to help. Nobody get over nothing. They just here to, dispense certain types of information and things of that nature. So what we're gonna do is we are going to talk about and really set the record straight on just exactly why, who, what, when, and where for the manosphere. Y'all ready to set the record straight with me? Because I think it's time to get that record set straight. But before we do get truly into it, hey, Dr. Michelle, I want to draw everybody's attention to my not my comment section, my description box. As you can see, it's a lot more description in the description box. And the reason why there's more description in the description box is because not everybody goes to the about section. Let's just face it. How many of us really go to the about page of a YouTube page? But for those that would go to the about page, they only give you this much space to talk about you or your channel or whatever you want to fill it with. But the description box gives you this much space to talk about it. And I want people, even if they never go to my about page, to be able to see what this channel is about and see what I'm about at a glance. So all of the things that used to be in my description box are still there. The link for A Game is there. You just gotta go down, read what the channel is about, what everything is about. But my Cash App information is there, and the A Game information is also there. Exactly, Barry Little. There are too many folks outside the space that have the wrong idea about it. And that's a really, really good point, because the manosphere is getting more and more exposure. And for those of us who are in the manosphere, particularly content creators, I do believe that we have a responsibility to define the space, right? Because remember, I was talking about that earlier in the week. Defining the space, defining, you carry the narrative rather than allow some other people outside of the space that's not too familiar with it or that already have a biased view to carry the narrative of the space, especially the Black Manosphere, because we are split off from the palm colored manosphere. Like, I hate to say it that way, but we have some interesting differences in the culture that they don't have and wouldn't speak on if they could. So what we gonna do today is we're going to go ahead and set all of this stuff straight. We're going to set the narrative today. Also get the likes up. 48 people, 24 likes. And we're actually going to get started. So you know how I am with my charts, right? So we got a good chart today. We have an interactive chart. Yay! Anything with jazz hands. Okay, so y'all don't laugh at my jazz hands. And don't laugh at my cat in the back. Well, my sister's cat in the background either, in case you hear him. So we gonna jump right into this. So as you can see, the chart looks a tad bit blank. But right at the bottom of it, we've got a little something something. Let's read that out loud, class. The system of white supremacy, social programming, social policy, and social institutions. Now, since we're going to work this from the bottom up, let's jump right into this. Now, right here is the basis for all of this effery that we got going on in our society today and in our community today. White supremacy. What I'm going to do is I am going to define what this is, because we got a lot of ideas about what this is, what WS actually is. But sometimes we get lost in what we think it is versus what it really is. Because when we say it's a social programming and then a social policy and then a social institution, that means it is not individual random acts of prejudice based on race. That's not what WS is. It is an entire system. We call it institutionalized. It's an institution. Or we'll say it's systemic. What system are we talking about? We're talking about the system that we live in this country is actually based off of WS. So the definition of it is that white supremacy is a social programming and a social policy combined with social institutions and structural systems that are designed to disproportionately benefit white people while simultaneously seeking to marginalize or erase black men and thus the black family. I'm going to repeat that. White supremacy is social programming and social policy combined with social institutions and structural systems designed to disproportionately benefit white people while simultaneously seeking to marginalize or erase black men and thus the black family. Let's talk about that for a moment. Let's just talk about that part for a moment. If that is not a comprehensive definition of what that is, I don't know what is. is why we're here. Because it consists of a three-pronged thing. If you all remember, we talked about something called bioculturon, which is biology, culture, and environment. The reason why the word is said together in that way is because this is actually how this system was created and how it has endured for so long. Because if it was not a complete system, white supremacy would have ended a long time ago off the back of the end of slavery. If it had not have been a completed system, if it had only been about prejudice, if it had only been about slave labor, if it had only been about monetary gain and not the actual hatred of a people, it would have ended. We wouldn't be living in a value system based on it. We'd be living in some other value system. But the system was created in order to maintain the slave status. Because one thing we have to understand is that when chattel slavery began in this country, there wasn't any expiration date for it. Nobody said, well, we're only going to get these amount of years out of these people, and then we done. We're going to let them go. We're going to let them go. That was never said. And we can understand that that was never the intent by how the country was constructed from its law on down. Okay, the Constitution itself lets us know that there was no expiration date in mind for any of this. So a system needed to be created that would make that status of our ancestors endure. And that system is what we're referring to as the bioculturon. How do you change the value system of a people at once? The first thing that you need to do is affect their biology. How was our ancestors' biology affected? By being literally put in chains. Literally being sold and then dragged across the Atlantic Ocean and then beaten and then subjugated and then starved and then killed and then, okay? Along with that, there was a psychological programming that was put into place, because you not only break the body, you have to break the spirit and the mind. But that's not all. So when you break the body and you break the spirit and the mind, you are changing an individual's biology, because you are changing the way that they think. You are changing the way that they perceive the world around them and how they perceive themselves in relation to it. Thank you, Barry Little. And thank you, Mogul Maze, for the Cash App. So the first thing you do is you gotta change the biology. Then you codify those changes in law. which would be culture, and then you act on those laws. You make it normal. You normalize the new biology through culture, laws, policies, that sort of thing. And then you solidify that change through institutions, academic institutions, school, all of these things, which are the environments. That is how you change an individual or an entire group of people's whole value system. I want to know if you understand bioculturon as I've just explained it. Put a 1 in the chat if you're with me, because we're actually going to get deeper into this. Put 1 in the chat if you're with me, but I can't get deeper if you're not with me. What I'm explaining to you right now, I'm laying some groundwork before we really get into it. Because you're going to have to understand this groundwork, or else nothing else I say to you going to make sense. And this hijab is moving. But anyway. All right, so y'all are with me so far. So that is how our ancestors became slaves in their minds. Yep, that is how you spell it. It is a combination word, biology, culture, environment. So bioculturon. The phrase itself is coined by Father's Time. So when you change an entire group of people's whole value system, you have to change each one of those things simultaneously, pretty much. You can't change one without changing the other two and expect that that individual or that group is going to conform to whatever value system you're trying to put and trying to lay for them. The conforming must be done at once. I'm going to give it to you another way. For those of you who are religious and who know either your Quran or your Bible, the inventor of bioculturon is Allah. Allah invented it. This will be important later. I'm going to try to condense this. To get a people on the value system that the Most High set, He changed biology, the way you think. So He sent the prophets to help change how you thought. Simultaneously, He would send a prophet with what Muslims call a shariat, a law culture. Codified that biology in law. The Christian law was given by Moses. Moses came with a law. Again, in Islam, we call it a shariat. Jesus didn't come with a law. He was following the law of Moses. Jesus' job was to reassert the biology and then reassert the law, which would then reaffirm the environment of righteousness. Are we here? And I'm looking at you, Bishop. So for those who are listening now or catching the playback, that's bioculturon right there. And every time mankind went astray, Allah would reassert bioculturon, his bioculturon. Okay? Because human biology changes on its own. We evolve in thought. We evolve in how we perceive the world. I'm not going to stay here, but that was just another way to help you see what bioculturon actually is and how it will solidify a group of people, even worldwide, under a single biology, culture, environment for a single value system, a communal value system. Exactly, see. Now, value system swapped from whatever our ancestors had before into the mind and action of a slave. Let's fast forward this. I've said many times before that feminism was the arm of white supremacy. Let's go back. Now we can see the system of feminism, a social programming, social policy, and social institution. Notice how it's operating on the same base as white supremacy. Remember the definition. What's the purpose of white supremacy in the first place? The purpose of it was to institutionalize the concept of white supremacy to disproportionately benefit white people, but simultaneously erase us. What does feminism do? Feminism does the same thing. It achieves the same goal. It achieved the same goal. It just does it in a more polite fashion. It's more polite. It's not as brutal as dragging a black man out somewhere and lynching him on a tree for everybody to see, although they still try to do that now. It's not as blatant as this fountain is for white people and this fountain is for black people. It's not that blatant. However, it has now been codified. Feminism started with social programming, changing the biology, the thinking of people, how you thought of women in the society. After you change how you think of women in the society, they start codifying that in law, and that brings it into culture. That makes it culture. What else makes it culture? Television, movies, music. In this day and age, social media. In the bygone era, it was newspapers and magazines. That was your social media. codified it into law, they put it into institutions. The biggest proponent of feminism is in academia. That's your school system. You learn feminism in school. That's where you learn it. You don't learn it from the house. I mean, yeah, it get reinforced there because your mama is a gynocrat, but where you really learn it, where you really learn how to think like a gynocrat is in school. That's where you formally learn it. That's the formal learning. The culture is the informal learning of how to be a gynocrat. And this goes for men and women. So our community specifically has suffered underneath the changing of our value system. As you can see the little pop-up right there in the lower right-hand corner, they replaced our value system with BS. What replaced it? White supremacy, and to an extension, feminism did it. So we no longer have an effective, righteous value system that actually works for us. We actually have been bought into a value system that is detrimental and destroys us a little bit more every generation. That's the BS. The white supremacy and the gynocratism is the BS value system. We're going to get to what the real value system is later on. Because we got our value system replaced, it gave birth to something else. As you can see on the left-hand edge, the little gray boxes, they say new, unsure, lost. People who just aren't really aware of anything that's going on. But that percentage is very small. As you can see, the little gray box is little. But it also gave birth to this. Blue pill men and blue pill women. Now we're getting into blue and red pill. Thank you, Ronan, for paying my tithe for this gospel. Thank you. Blue pill men and blue pill women. I'm going to read to you what this says. For the women, blue pill women is contented ignorance, not stupidity, ignorance. Ignorance is when you don't know. And it says, these women are often gynocratic in her thinking. She supports and benefits from the system of feminism and white supremacy. Thank you, Miss Georgia. Blue pill women have contented ignorance. They are often gynocratic in their thinking, and she supports and benefits from the system of white supremacy. So this speaks to plantation politics. The black woman was utilized as a weapon in such a way that she feels safer under the umbrella of white supremacy and therefore feminism than she does under the umbrella and in the arms of a black man. Her value system was changed in such a way that white supremacy and all of its offshoots are an ally to her and black men are an enemy to her. You with me? I know you with me. As you can see, this blue section is quite large. Because it's most women, especially most black women, fall into this category. Now let's go up top to where the top blue part for the men. Blue pill men also contented ignorance. They are often gynocratic in their thinking. He supports but does not benefit from the system of feminism and white supremacy. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. A blue pill man is contented ignorance. He been living in this system. He was born in this system. This value system is normal to him. So he's gynocratic in his thinking. This is a maggle, okay? He supports feminism and thusly white supremacy, but he does not benefit from it. The woman benefits from it. Now, this is where, and shout out to Valdez, this is where the analogy of the hyena clan becomes appropriate. Because this backwards value system that was imposed upon us actually reversed the black community. And we do definitely operate like a hyena clan, where the females have dominance. This is where we get the word gynocracy, a rulership of women, not equality, rulership. Because in a hyena clan, the females, the lowest female is higher than the highest male. It doesn't matter what the males do. They are always underneath the females in any hyena clan. It doesn't matter if the male moves from clan to clan. The hyena clan is always matriarchal. Always. There's no such thing as a hyena clan that is patriarchal. The males do not even compete for the spot because they are smaller and they are weaker than the females. That's actually by design in the clan, because the females will begin, after the male reach a certain age, they begin to abuse the male and deny him food, so that he's always below and weaker and subjugated underneath all the females in the clan. So in a hyena clan, only the female can challenge for the top spot. That's what we doing today, Miss Cindy D. We are setting some records straight today. So you will always be able to come back to this video and tell folk this is what the manosphere is supposed to be about. That's what we doing today, Miss Cindy D. And how you doing? Because I think you knew. So this backwards system actually created a inverted community. We are an inverted community. We do not, as black people, we do not operate how other cultures in human history, successful cultures, we don't operate like that anymore. Not since our ancestors were sold into slavery and then had to endure an entire value system swap that we still deal with today. Side note, this is why the Black Manosphere and the White Manosphere can never actually be one, because they don't deal with this. Nobody swapped their value system. They living how they been living. We the ones got caught up with that. And in order for us to actually get to solutions, we have to overcome this. So the blue pill man is a gynocrat. He thinks in terms of feminism. Why? Because it has been a social programming. His biology, his thinking has been changed. It's now social policy. It's culture. It's in laws now. It's on the books. Me Too's and sexual harassment, being real sensitive about that, and real sensitive about anything you might say to a woman or look at a woman or anything. You can't do nothing. Stuff that wasn't even considered to be offensive is now highly offensive now. And then they put it in movies, music, and all of that. They put it in there. The women are gynocratic in their thinking because she supports and she benefits from it. Welfare, court system, everything is biased towards her, to the destruction of the community. This is all here to destroy now, sis. This is what I want my sisters to understand. This is why feminism is wrong. I'm not just up here trying to tell y'all, listen to Auntie Crimson. This is why it is incorrect to be a feminist. Because of its roots. Number one, being in white supremacy. If we're supposed to be against that, then we got to be against everything, all the fruit that it bear. Feminism is a fruit that it bore. We got to not eat that fruit. Eve got caught up eating stuff she wasn't supposed to eat. We can't keep making that same mistake, ladies, as women. We can't do it. Okay? We can't do it. This is why you can't be a feminist. This is why it's detrimental. Because where it comes from, it can't help you. It can't help your family. This is why the black community continue to fail every generation. Mainly because this value system that has been given to us has been designed to make us fail by giving the men a feminine, soft mindset. The same mindset they gave a woman, black women, to destroy her man. When we think that we are safer under the umbrella of white supremacy than we is with our men, that's when we in trouble. Let me explain to you how that's so. Because when he don't do what you want him to do, who you call? It ain't Ghostbusters. When your black man don't do what you think he should be doing and you feel like he need a punishment, who do you call? Who you call? You call Popo. You call 12. Because that's representative of who? I ain't used to call them 12 and Popo. I used to call them the Romans. You calling the Romans. When you start calling the Romans on your man, when you feel like he need a punishment that you can't mete out to him. That is the proof of black women as a whole feeling like they safer under the umbrella of a system we supposedly been fighting under being black first and pro-black. You feel safer with that system than you do with your man because you call that system on your man. Now, I'm not saying that there is absolutely no situation where you can call the Romans, but I'm saying we use it as a punishment system. Well, y'all use it as a punishment system. I ain't never did that to my man. I don't call the Romans. Whatever we got going, we'll fix it. And if we can't fix it, I'll leave. Because we ain't need no Romans to get together, and I'll be dang on if we need them to split apart. You see? Thomas Friday said, could you please speak on the public bashing of black men that chose not to vote for Hillary? I don't vote, but seeing the hate from black women aired publicly was shocking. It was unfortunate, Thomas, but it should not have shocked you, beloved. And the reason why it shouldn't have shocked you is because we are in a system that has flipped us upside down. Upside down. Boy, you turn me. We got turned inside out and round. Upside down, it turned me. Okay? We got turned upside down. And we still ain't righted the ship. Because until now, we didn't know how to right that ship. I'm going to tell you how to right the ship, but we gonna continue on. Let me go ahead and now I got to move it forward now. All right. So this is where we left off. The blue pill men and the blue pill women. These are the gynocrats. They have a majority share in our community, which is why we have not repaired and we have not fixed what is going on with us. Even in this space, which is a microcosm of the community at large, there are actually more blue pill men in this space than there are red pill men. Say I'm lying. Somebody say I'm lying. I want to hear you. I'm going to make somebody mad today. Somebody going to be mad. It's all right. You'll be all right, beloved. What say you in the chat? It's way more blue pill men in this space and blue pill women in the space than it is red pill. Because we can hear them on these panels. It's the ones that can't get over mama. Can't get over that. And can't get over that. It's the ones that can't stop sniffing under a strag's tail. Can't stop sniffing under a hyena's feather duster. They blue pill too. Wanna know why they blue pill? Y'all wanna know why they blue pill? When you study talking about women that you can't get and all that kind of stuff, you know why it's disgusting? I want to know if you want to know why. We gonna make somebody mad today. You want to know why? Come on, talk to me. Why is that sniffing up under them feather dusters? Why is that blue pill? Because Because on the plantation, they made you bucks. That's why. And the buck on the plantation didn't do nothing but sniff up under tail, because that's all he was allowed to do. Because he had to breed. They had breeding farms on the plantation. Did you know that? When they made you a buck, they made you just sniff up under these women all day, because that's all you was able to do. You was a stallion. Like they breed a horse or breed a bull. And some of these blue pill men carry that. Every day, it's all about these strags and putting your whole value as a man into a strag. And letting the strag dictate your value as a man. That's why that's blue pill. Your value as a man, among other things, should never be dictated by how many hyenas you sniff up behind. Now, it's all right if you get a bunch of women and the women come your way and all that kind of stuff. Hey, some men got it like that. Is what it is. But all that complaining, damn, these women don't want us. If somebody wants you, you just want strags, that's all. Say what it really is. Thank you, Ro. Said this space and many places offline are inundated by those programmed with an insatiable fetish for failure and cheap access to winch boxes and faux bravado. Yes. And all of it is blue pill. Now, let's keep going. We got that so far. You want me to keep going? You ready for me to keep going? Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for me to keep going. Put a 2 if you need me to go over this blue pill thing again. All right. Okay. Here we go. Now, you can see that the red pill has been populated. Oh, here come the red pill men and the women. Now, let's talk red pill women first. As you can see, it's a red box, and they say red pill men is enlightened awareness. Red pill women, enlightened awareness. And there's a little R in a little pentagon there. Not a pentacle, a pentagon. Okay, that is a geometric shape. Okay. I said a pentagon, not a pentacle. So we're not gonna confuse these things. Now, the little R stands for red pill rage. And you would think that only men actually go through that. You know what? Let me take the men first. I'll tackle the men before I tackle the women. How red pill men become this is when he's no longer gynocratic in his thinking, if he ever was. Because sometimes men aren't. They never adopted that kind of thinking. But for the ones who transition over from blue to red, he drops that gynocratic thinking, often due to not benefiting from the system in which he lives, being taken through it in such a way that nearly destroys him, whether that be physically, financially, emotionally, mentally, or what have you. Sometimes a combination. He enters first into rage. Why rage? Because his whole life has been a lie, and he just found out. He just found out that the life that he had been trying to chase, the life that he was told would validate him as a man and what he was supposed to do as a man in this society, he understands at some point that this has been working against him the whole dang time. That's why he mad. That's why he mad. Now, the red pill rage is a necessary thing, but no, I don't advise anybody to remain, because as long as you remain enraged, you cannot truly become enlightened. You just stay in anger. You gotta at some point come out of the rage with enlightened awareness, which is really what red pill was supposed to be about. It was never supposed to be about hating women. It was never even truly supposed to be about focusing on women necessarily. It was to be about coming to understand that the system had replaced your values with a value system that hurt you. That is what it was supposed to be about. Are you with me? It was supposed to be about coming to understand the true nature of not only, I guess, women, but the nature of the system that you were in. This is why we're talking about blue pill, red pill, because of the analogy coming from the Matrix movie. The people that took the red pill became aware that they had been living in a system that was based on lies. Okay? It was never supposed to be about how to get the women to accept you back into a corrupted matrix, which is what we're in. Let me explain something before I get down to the women. The red pill is not here to destroy the matrix. In point of fact, if anybody remember the movie, Neo did not destroy the matrix. He was there to correct it. It had become too corrupt to be sustainable. Once the matrix, which is really the construct of bioculturon, whether it's been used for good or ill, the matrix is necessary for human survival. We have to have a construct. However, if we harken back to the movie, the matrix was too corrupt. When a matrix is too corrupt, it produces red pill people to correct it, not destroy it. I'm going to flip over to those of you who are religious that didn't watch, maybe you didn't watch The Matrix and you don't know what I'm talking about. Every time humankind would go astray, That is akin to the matrix being corrupted. The Most High would then send a prophet or two to bring the people back. They were the red pill people because they understood the true nature. They had enlightened awareness of the world, and they would come to their people and re-enlighten them in order to correct the society, to correct the matrix, to bring it back in line, not destroy it. Are we here? We here today? Let me know if you're with me now. All right. Now we can go down to the women, because women are red pill, and we do go through red pill rage. Now I'm going to address something before I keep on going. There are men in this space that don't believe that there, first of all, is a such thing as a red pill woman. And even if it is, she shouldn't be in this space. I got news for Blues Clues. We here. And we ain't going nowhere. How about that? How about them apples? We got news for Blues Clues today. There is a such thing as red pill women, because one of them talking to you right now if you're having trouble with your belief of you are not hallucinating. You are not having visual or auditory hallucinations. We real. Hello. We real. And we here. And we not going nowhere. Ain't that wonderful? Red pill women. Because the women been in the space. Yes, it is Georgia Peach. That is where my name came from. A crimson cure, a red cure. You're the first person that actually said that. We in the space. And not only are we here, we belong in the space, because red pill women don't belong with blue pill women. We belong with other red pill women and in the support of red pill men. But we get to that in a second. We go back to the chart. Let's see. I ain't mean to do it. Hold on. All right. Did where we left off. We go through red pill rage. For those of us who were blue pill women at one point, and then we realized we got lied to too. Mighty bad. Oh, we got lied to bad. We got lied to bad. Cause we like, wait a minute. I thought I taught a putty tat. I thought I taught a putty tat. I did taught a putty tat. Okay, that's what we thought. And then we find out that this system system of feminism, and by extension its root, white supremacy, never did have our back. It has failed us in so many ways, tremendously. Tremendous failure. A tremendous failure. It has ruined the lives of our mothers, her mother, our aunts, our sisters, our own lives. We done got caught up in the baby mama trap. We done got caught up in the welfare trap. We done got caught up in the girl go get your money 6-figure, but now you 35 and you by yourself trap. We done got caught up in all kinds of traps. All of the traps that is set for us. And then we be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I did not intend to be here in this place in my life because feminism told me I could have it all. They said I could be a man and a woman. They said I could treat my man like crap and have him to have my back. It said I could raise my kids any old kind of way and they would be good kids. It said I could do, it said that I could literally have my cake and eat it too. And there has not been a soul walking this earth that has been able to do that. But we believe, for some reason, we believed feminism when it said and told us and sat and told us and said, you can eat that piece of cake and you will have that same piece of cake. Go ahead, girl. Yes, hunty. Eat that cake and have that cake, girl. Yes, yes. That's what it told us and we believed it. We go into rage. Now in this space, you know, it's like, well, you waited till you was older to go into red pill. Not all of us. Not all of us. Some of us, yes. Because you got to transition. See, you got to get bit by the system before you understand that it is not a good system. But some of us, such as myself and some of the other ladies in this chat, were never gynocratic to begin with. We never did that. We was always outside of that matrix. We were always on the outside of that. See, red pill women are red pill because we neither support nor benefit from the system of feminism and white supremacy. Although we can benefit from it if we wanted to. It's there. We choose not to do that because of our alignment. We understand the system to be corrupt. So therefore, we purposely don't take benefit out of it. I ain't never been on welfare. And I ain't saying every woman that's been on welfare is some type of horrible woman. I'm just saying I broke the curse of generational welfare in my family for the women. And I taught my daughter sister how to break that curse. The only time I ever got anything from the government in that way was unemployment. But unemployment is my money. I work to put that money in that system. Okay? For those of us who were blue pilled at one point, we go through the rage because we know we got lied to, and we probably spread them lies to other women at a time where we believed them. Let's move on. Now we're dealing with the purple pill. Let's stay on women, because the purple pill women, if you could see it, it says they are gynocratic leaning. A purple pill woman is a woman that understands that the system of feminism and white supremacy is something wrong with it. She got one foot in it and one foot out. The foot that's in it benefits from it whenever she decide to benefit from it. So if she in it and she can get some welfare, or she can get some child support, or she can get something like, she'll do it. Okay? But she still know that there's something wrong with this system. These women have the potential to be very dangerous. The covert hyena falls into the purple pill. They know enough about what it takes to be red pill, even if they don't have the terminology, to manipulate certain situations, but they still got a foot in that blue pill matrix, so whenever they want to hop the fence, they can hop back and forth and feel like they getting the best of both worlds. These are the ones, the purple pill ones are the ones among black women that can kind of get married, and you be trying to figure out how she get a man. That's how. You be trying to figure out how she get a man. How she get a man, because she knew enough to manipulate him into thinking she was gonna be an asset to him. But what he didn't see was that left foot back in the blue pill land. That's the part he didn't see. Ignore the cat. He right at the door too. He want to get in here so bad. I am not opening that door for that cat. Now, yeah, the cat, he know about it. You know what I'm saying? So the purple pill women have the potential to be dangerous. Not all of them, because the purple pill can serve as a transitional phase for a blue pill woman to come into red pill. She could be having some benefit out of it, but not really liking that system, and then coming into an enlightened awareness, and then completely leaving blue and purple behind and becoming a red pill woman. Just like the woman who made that documentary called Red Pill. She was a blue pill gynocrat. She was a gynocrat at the beginning of that documentary. I watched the whole thing maybe a few years ago. And she was a gynocrat. She was a stone cold gynocrat. That woman didn't. She like, ooh, this red pill stuff's crazy. It's crazy. These men out here, they crazy. They da. And as she began to actually have these conversations with men without being super biased, she actually became red pill. Now, that was at the end of the documentary. I don't know what she does today. I don't know where that lady is today. But at the end of that documentary, she was red pill. Exactly, Georgia. Sister Shahrazad Ali is OG red pill. She been red pill for a long time. She been seeing the problem in this society and not succumbing to it and not supporting it. being supported. And folks did think she was crazy back in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, when she was really had written her books and was going on interview circuits and things of that nature. You know, she got a tremendous amount of pushback. Even recently, within recent years, she showed up on a program here on YouTube, and the women was calling in with some hate for her. Even now. Probably women that ain't never even picked up her book, just heard out of the gynocracy that she was hated by the gynocracy, and then they just hated on her. Now let's move up to the men. Purple pill men. These men are also potentially dangerous. And the potential danger of a purple pill man is that he will sometimes attempt to pull a red pill man back into the blue pill matrix. Do y'all agree or disagree with that? One of the potential dangers of a purple pill man is that he may try to pull red pill men back into the blue pill man. A lot of purple pill men are cipher. They know about the red pill and they know what's wrong with the blue pill matrix. But, you know, it's real comfortable over there, though. You know, the truth make him a little too uncomfortable, and he don't like dealing in it. He don't like, the harshness of the red pill. And, you mean to tell me I got to turn on my mama? Ain't nobody said you had to turn on her, but you do have to see her as a woman and not as your mama. Like, you gotta knock it off with that mama stuff. You gotta knock it off with that. There ain't nobody got time for you to be sitting up on a panel all day talking about how you gonna simp and all of this. See, a lot of purple pill men is tricks and simps. A lot of purple pill men is tricks and simps. Say I'm wrong. I'll double dog dare somebody to say that's wrong. Because, see, they know enough that, it really ain't like this and it really ain't like that. But, it ain't tricking if you got it and all that. You're Jonathan. You're Jonathan. He just try to be slick with it. A lot of purple pill men is Jonathans, but they try to be a little bit slicker than the blue pill. Exactly, Father Time. Cypher was dangerous. Got folks killed. See, because you don't want to make up your mind, just go on and own what it is. Don't be straddling the fence now. Just say you likes the matrix the way it is. You like these females the way they are. You like the system. You like being gynocratic in your thinking. And you like supporting a system that you do not benefit from. Just go ahead and say that. I'm going to need you to go ahead and say that. I'm going to need all of the purple pill Jonathans to just all get on one panel, or just do your panel prostitution tour like you do every morning, and go from panel to panel, hop from panel to panel. And I need you to repeat after me. I like being blue pill. I am, gynocratic in my thinking. And I support a system of feminism and white supremacy that I do not and have never benefited from. I'm going to need you to write that down and go ahead on and do your panel prostitution tour and get it out of the way. Stop trying to act like you understand. You know, you empathize with red pill men, but you know you can't really get with that. You can't get with what? The truth? Because, listen, let me tell you something. I want you to look at me when I say this one right here. Purple pill men is scared of the gynocracy. They scared of the gynocracy. They more afraid of the gynocracy than they are zaddy. Let me say that for the ones in the back. A lot of purple pill men is more afraid of the gynocracy than they are zaddy. Cause they'll sit there, Magala sit there and fight a Roman. Sure will. You won't say none of that woman that's got his whole set of cojones in a bag on the mantelpiece. Won't say nothing. He'll sit there and talk tough to another brother. He'll sit there and talk, tell another brother he can kiss his this and he can suck that and I'll kick your, and you don't know, and listen, and don't talk to me. He'll rev up against his brother. Let a woman, you done seen it on these panels. Let a woman come up there and see he get docile as a lamb. Get to smiling. Y'all leave the sister alone. Let her talk. Let the sister talk. She be sitting up there saying some of the crazy stuff you ever did here in your life. And man, let the sister talk. Man, y'all just be getting on her sister, man. She ain't did nothing, man. Just why y'all gotta talk to her like that, man? I just don't understand, man. Why y'all got to do that to these black women, man? Y'all. Knock that off. It's a dangerous space for both men and women to be in that purple pill space. Because straddling the fence is never a good thing. Because if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. And when you straddle the fence, that means you don't stand for nothing. We're going to go on here, back on over here. That's why I don't like purple pill, because it don't stand for nothing. It don't stand for not a single thing. Let me go on here. We're going to keep going. Now, the black pill. A lot of people don't understand black pill. The black pill, and if you read it, it says black pill, hope and no hope. So there are two types of black pill. There is the black pill nihilist and then the black pill pragmatist. Batman is a black pill pragmatist. Batman is a black pill pragmatist. When you are black pill, you understand the value system and the corruptness of the system. When you are a black pill pragmatist, you operate within the system to your own benefit, regardless of who gets hurt or not. If you see, for a black pill pragmatist, a lot of times the ends justify the means. As long as it works, as long as it is pragmatic, they will do it. They operate within the system without necessarily trying to claim red pill in order to fix the matrix, or purple pill. They don't really want to go back into it. They just understand what it is. Joker is a black pill nihilist. He doesn't care what happens. He's going to operate. He actually takes pleasure in the system being what it is, and then doesn't care if it exists or not. A black pill nihilist is not in it to fix anything. In point of fact, they prefer the anarchy of it and don't care if the entire system is destroyed. Just like in The Dark Knight, which I really don't like the movies with Christian Bale, but whatever, we're not gonna get into it. And when referring to the Joker, that sometimes some men just want to watch the world burn. That's what Alfred was trying to tell Batman. Because Batman was trying to make logic out of what was happening. Alfred was like, ain't no logic. Ain't no logic to that. He's just doing whatever he see fit in the moment. He's not even thinking about the consequences of something else. He's just thinking about his own ends. It doesn't matter to him. It ain't no loyalty. It ain't no honor. It ain't nothing. There's nothing. Thanos was a black pill pragmatist. The snap of the fingers was pragmatic in his eyes. It corrected the system without taking into consideration the feelings and he took all of that emotion out of it. He had come to the conclusion that to prevent what happened to his world from happening to the rest of the universe, that he needed to gather the stones. Didn't matter who had to die to do that. And then he needed to snap his fingers to rid half of all life in order to preserve the other half of life, to prolong it. He's a black pill pragmatist. It could actually be argued that the Avengers played the role of black pill nihilists by bringing it back. Thanos actually alludes to this by saying you couldn't accept it. You couldn't accept that I was right. You had to try to undo it. Caused a lot of chaos, you undoing it. Should have left it. Let's move on. Now we get into some of the factions that comprise the Black Manosphere space. We got incels, the PUA and dating coaches, which can be argued that they are on the fringes, but we still know of them. Then we got the pimps and players, and by extension, Jonathans. You got IBMORs, SYSBM, MGTOW, and the MRAs, the men's rights activists. So we should all know what an incel is. An incel is the involuntary celibate. These are really the blue pill dudes that whine and cry about what kind of kitty that they can't get, or they feel like they can't get, and they feel that they are entitled to a certain amount from a certain kind of woman, and if they don't get it, they don't want nothing else. And you know, now they incels, These are all the incels, in my opinion, are all blue pill. They are not red pill. They do not have enlightened awareness. All of them are blue pill. They support a system that don't benefit them. And they are gynocratic in their thinking because that level of high entitlement is gynocratic. Then we have the PUAs and the dating coaches. The pickup artists and the dating coaches. These are your ARCs, your alpha male strategies, your Mr. Locarios, these types of content creators that kind of circle the space. They kind of fringe around the space. I wouldn't say that they're hardcore Black Manosphere content creators, but we know of them, and a lot of us share the audience. A lot of the incels like to go to the dating coaches, see if they can get some tips on how to be better Jonathans. Then you've got the pimps and the players. Now, back to my opinion, there are a lot of cyber pimps and Wi-Fi players. A lot of these men do not understand that lifestyle. The pimp and player lifestyle actually belongs into the black pill. That they're really black pill. The pimps and the prostitutes actually are black pill. Most of them are black pill. So, hold on. But we do have some that I think really have been in that life and understand it in this space. Then we have Ibmores, which is, the pimps and players, and that's the pump and dump crew. That's the smash and dash crew. Okay. And you get a lot of incels with that type of rhetoric, although they are not smashing or dashing. And I don't know who they trying to fool, but we not even gonna go there. We're not gonna talk about that. Then you have Ibmore, which is the introspective black men of reform. Okay. And we have some OG Ibmores. BGS Ibmore is one of them. I do believe Black Ram would be one of them. And an older content creator that I don't believe makes content anymore, Adagon Forest. I believe. Somebody correct me if that's wrong. But anyway, then you have SYSBM. Save Yourself Black Men. Now, a lot of the so-called passport bros like to be in SYSBM as a cover for some of them. But we're not going to go into depth. I'm really not going to do it. SYSBM stands for Save Yourself Black Man. And that actually really came along with like interracially dating, or making sure that you don't date American black women. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Mad Bus Driver X that actually came up with SYSBM. Then you got MGTOW, men going their own way. These are the men who wish to kind of check out of the system because they're not benefiting from it, so they wish to check out. And then you have men's rights activists that advocate for men's rights within the current system, or the attempt to change the system by changing its culture, by changing law and policy. So trying to change the culture. What the men's rights activists don't understand is that you can't just change culture. You have to change programming, the culture, and the institution. You have to employ bioculturon, the way that it was employed to change the system to what it currently is. You actually have to do that thing in reverse. If you notice, these go from the gray to the red to the black. So we're starting with incels with the gray, and then the MRAs are red and black. The MGTOW kind of in the purple and red, because believe it or not, just because you a MGTOW don't necessarily mean you red pill. You can be blue pill, you just mad at the system, you just mad at it. So you decided you're not going to get married and you're not going to really participate in it. You can be blue pill and do that. You can be blue pill or purple pill and be SYSBM. You can be blue pill and be immore. I'm going to make somebody mad. I'm going to make somebody mad. Because the MGTOW and SYSBM and stuff is just a lifestyle. It's not necessarily the way you're thinking. It's just the way you're choosing to live. So you're choosing to live as a MGTOW. You're choosing to live your life under SYSBM. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have changed your way of thinking between blue, purple, red, or black pill. Let's continue, because I got a little bit more to go. Now come the percentages. About 80% for both men and women are comprised of the little gray area, new, unsure, lost, the blue, and the purple. That's about 80% of us. The women too, about 80. Includes purple pill women who might be gynocratic leaning, i.e. covert hyenas. Of course, blue pill, the pure out gynocrat. If you notice, the black pill doesn't have a percentage. That's because it's too small. There's actually not a lot of people that actually are black pill, whether they're pragmatists or nihilists. That's actually a very small percentage of anybody. And then we got 20% for red pill men and women. Now for the grand finale. How do we get this back? As you can see, if we look into that red space for both men and women, something else popped up. The XLV. What are the XLV? The 10 life values. For the men, the 10 life values help you heal and have agency, because under this current system, black men do not have any agency outside of themselves. Hence, sheep stay sleep saying we gotta heal before we build, and we are our own agency. Because under the system of white supremacy and feminism and the gynocracy, black men do not have external agency. Remember, they do not benefit from this system at all. Okay? For the women, the 10 life values is also utilized to help support red pill men. Why the 10 life values? Let's look back at that lower right hand little circle that says they replaced our value system with BS. What's the value system? They're right there. Because the value system that we are currently under is the inverse of the value system that we had before, where wealth is number one and spirituality would be last on the list. See, they make you value wealth above your own self so you would do anything to get it. And then they deny it to you. Put up all kind of roadblocks. What are the roadblocks to wealth? They start with mobility. To hinder our ability to move through society physically or socioeconomically. Limit our education by giving us inferior education. Yeah, you could go to school every day just like everybody else. But if you happen to go to school in the hood, you ain't about to learn nothing. I experienced that firsthand. Take the better schools out of your neighborhood and then restrict you from actually attending those better schools by saying you got to go to the school in your district where you live. You have to. Instead of the education actually being open to the public, and this is for public school. I'm not even talking about private school. This is for public school. You got to go to the school where you live at. Why? If it's all public school, why come I can't go to the other school? Or whatever school I'm qualified to go to? How else do they restrict your wealth? By restricting your profession through your education. You can't get certain jobs if you're not educated or qualified to receive it or to start certain careers. Can't do it. Tell you what your leisure is. Your leisure is hanging around doing probably some ill-gotten, illegal stuff to get caught up, to be put in jail, to further restrict your mobility and then start again. That keeps you from wealth. That is the effect of changing the value system for us. That's how we got affected. They switched it so that we will pursue life in a backwards fashion. we resolve this issue is we take the 10 life values and apply them, which is a personal reversal of bioculturon on a personal level. To change the biology, so we change how we think about how we approach our lives. Then change our culture. Even if we can't change the law and policy of the land, we change the law and policy by which we personally live, which then affects the environments that are personal to us. That is how we resolve what happened to us. We must start on an individual level. Because as I've stated before, there is an ayat of Quran that says in English that Allah does not change the condition of a people until they change the condition of themselves. So they have to change what's in their heart first, and then the condition change. So in that, Allah is actually talking about bioculturon. Change your biology, how you think, change what's inside of you, and eventually the condition, the environment will change. It must start individually, because individuals comprise a group. If all the individuals in a group change their own personal bioculturon, then the group's bioculturon just got changed. You don't work it from the outside in, you work it from the inside out. Too big to go from the outside. There's too many variables, too many moving parts. It's simpler to start inside. Y'all with me? Thank you, MLR. Thank you, Mr. Super Smash, for the cash out. Greatly appreciated. Y'all with me? Y'all like my chart? I know y'all be liking my chart. This is the finished chart, y'all. That's what it look like. Thank you, Grinch. They are not available for download at the moment. And I can't promise that they will be. There's a solution. There always has been a solution. There always has been a solution. We just articulating it for you today in a way that hopefully everyone is able to understand. Now, we've been at this thing for quite some time. We gonna let the troll go by. Thank you. Thank you. It's our new Grinch. Bang bang. Grinch gonna bang bang for me. We've been at this for about 2 hours. Do we have any pertinent questions? As y'all think of a question, I think I missed some super chats. Oh, it's just Grinch. Okay. Y'all want to make the charts available? I give you a minute or two. Somebody can, and super chat your question. I'm not gonna answer no question that ain't been super chatted. I take upwards of 3 questions super chatted. It wasn't just Grinch though. I can't see everybody's super chat. I can't see. So I'm sure that I missed a bunch of people, and I apologize because I can't go back. Jay Gammon, thank you so much. Said absolute fire. People need to see those charts. Incredible knowledge you dropping. When did your lips get so succulent? Grinch, you silly. The day I bought some LA Girl red lipstick, that's the day that they become, that's why. Thank you, bro, man. So thank you for the stream. Thank you, sweetheart. And it is my pleasure. We ain't got no questiones. Thank you, AF, for the Cash App, and Jay. For the Cash App. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Miss Roxy. Said, yes, those charts need to be seen and taught. Master teacher. That humbles me. Thank you, my love. Y'all humble me. But I don't think that we have any preguntas today. So because we don't have any questions, I'm going to go ahead and sign this off. Y'all know what it is. Today's fire lesson has literally been brought to you by A Game, which is a male herbal solution. So if you have not gotten your A Game, I really don't know what you waiting on, So what you really need to do is go in the description box, scroll all the way down. You will see the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You can also get a 10% discount using the code Kendra10 at checkout. So guys, help yourself. Ladies, help your men. Okay? Miss Downtown Judy Brown, thank you, sweetie. Say, how can a woman improve herself beyond the 10 life values for a red pill man? More men are shifting towards total abandonment of black women. And a sower of seeds said, I like your charts, professional look to them. Miss Downtown, I have a whole playlist called Valuable Woman Series. And I'll probably go over at some point because I always kind of go back over some of these things. There's a whole chart that I have for valuable women and explaining the 5 key areas of a woman's value. So just real quick, her personal market value is like her personality, who she is as a person. Her whole thing as a person. Is she trustworthy? Is she nice? Is she kind? Or is she an obtuse person? Is she a mean person? Is she an untrustworthy person? Who is she? And then the belonging market value is her reputation with her family, her relationship with them, but also her reputation around the places that she frequents, in her neighborhood, in her community. Is she known as a kind person that people like? Is she known as the thought monkey that everybody run through? Like, what is she known as? What is her belonging market value? How does she belong in her community? And what's the word on her? Her friendship market value is her friends. What kind of friends does she have? What kind of people does she associate herself with? Because that actually tells a lot about you, because we associate and are friends with people that we have the most in common with. And then a woman's sexual market value, that is her sexual appeal to men. And then her marriage market value is a culmination of all 4 of those. If they are in really good standing, this woman becomes a marriageable woman. So that was just a really super quick overview of that. Hopefully that helped you out just to begin. Thank you, Anu. So hopefully that helped you. See, was able to drop the Valuable Woman playlist link for you. So hopefully that will help you. And so I'm going to get on up out of here, everyone. Thank you so much for coming through, for listening, for tuning in. And everybody, sound off in the comments. What do you think about this presentation? Put your opinions, whatever they may be, in the comment section, because I definitely look forward to them. So what I'm going to do is I am going to sign out of here and wrap this up. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.